Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Director's Garage Live CanJam SoCal edition. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Cheers. It's a Friday. It's a happy hour. And we've got CanJam. Oh, we got to turn all this down. We got too much stuff going on. Yep. Let's turn all the volumes down. There we go. Hey, there we are. So, let's talk a little bit about what's going on today. Well, I want to talk about, first of all, is the giveaway. Got to talk about the giveaway, right? And I can get rid of these, I think. We've got good sound. Why not? So, these are, I'm going to bring these to CanJam. I think the Caldera, ZMF Caldera, is the headphone that I'm going to be bringing with me when I go to CanJam. Wow, I can think a whole lot better without those things on my head. Giveaway. Giveaway was the big thing we did this week. We announced the next giveaway, and it's going to involve 6 items. Like that little thing? I got the Eternal Legato Timeless Dioko Stellaris from Moondrop, and the Noble Audio, my prized possession, the Noble Audio Focus Pro. Giving all these away. These are all going to you guys for watching the show, for supporting the show. We did 5,000 subscribers. Crazy, man, crazy. I never thought we'll put these down. So, yeah. So that I made that announcement, and the deal is there. You have to go to the video where I announced that I did the announcement on. It came out earlier this week, and you gotta comment and put your just put a comment below in the video, so they know you actually are interested. You don't have these, you don't want them, they're not expensive enough for you, whatever it is. I understand some people don't want to play or even get involved with like people sending them stuff. I get it, but if you are interested, just put your name down there below. Don't put in like 5 down there. You're just making more work for me, and I do go through and make sure there aren't duplicates and stuff. And then so I do vet the list a little bit, make sure there's not funky stuff going on. And then the other thing is, if somebody comments to your comment telling you won, you didn't win. That's very, very important, because trolls will try and contact you. If this mouth doesn't say your username on this show, it'll be a regular, like not a live show, but an actual show, you didn't win, because that's the way we do it around here, right? One other note, I don't know if you guys stuck around. If you watched that video, if you stuck around to the end, I had a number of outtakes that I put at the very end, a little Easter egg there for people who maybe just something silly for you guys to watch on the way out. So if you want to go check that out, you can check that out too. I'm going to save these settings real quick because I actually like the picture right now. It's looking halfway decent for a change. So that's one, and then we've got, of course, CanJam SoCal tomorrow. I will be there at the let me just call this up real quick so I don't get it wrong. The Irvine Marriott in Irvine, California, Orange County, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I don't know if I'll make it that whole way, but from 10 to 4, I figure I'm going to be doing some serious checking out. And I'm going to talk about today, before we get into the chat, I'm going to be talking about what I'm going to be targeting that I want to see. This is the stuff that I want to see. And I'm going to go through that in just a minute. But I'll be there, and I think probably around 4, maybe 3. If we're really feeling spicy, maybe we can go and find the bar in the lobby and all have a little happy hour drink together, just for fun. Just go grab a beer, hang out, say hey. Maybe we'll do that around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you happen to be there at CanJam and you don't see me on the floor or in one of the rooms or something, just go down to the lobby around 4 o'clock. I'll be there. I'll have my Director's Garage t-shirt on. It's being pressed right now. No, it's not. I'll have a Director's Garage t-shirt on. Can't miss me. Just come over, say hi, grab a beer, and we'll chat for a little bit. And then I got to go back to Mrs. Director, who's not going to be happy that I took the whole day on Saturday away from her. I did warn her that this was happening, though, so in fairness to me. That's kind of the run of items. That's kind of the run of the main items for today. Oh, I sold 2 headphones. I sold the, and I don't know, maybe I talked about this last week, I don't remember. I sold the Audeze LCD-XC, the closeback Audeze, and I sold an IEM, the Clinical Dusk, what is it, the Moondrop something, Blessing 2 Dusk. That's it. The Moondrop, I'll never forget it. I did a full review of this headphone. The Moondrop Blessing 2 Dusk, the Clinical Edition, I sold that off. Somebody gave me a decent price for it, and they contacted me because of the Director's Garage sale, which is always going on in the comments below this video, and they contacted me at, oh boy, I'm so ready for this today. Hang on, boys. Yeah, right there. directorsgarage@gmail.com. Look at that. Whoops, I went the wrong way. directorsgarage@gmail.com. Yeah, he emailed me and said, hey, dude, I'm interested in some of the stuff you got for sale. Can we make a deal? He's like, I really want to play with the XC. I said, make sure you have room, because you can get that plug-in from Audeze that will kind of tame that top end on that headphone. But they're fun. They're a really good headphone. And I just got to move some stuff out of here. I've got so many headphones right now. I'm way overloaded. Spent the week doing, I had a ton of work. First of all, I jammed that entire video, the 9-minute video, 8-minute video, in 12 hours. I mean, I cranked. I went like, I shot it at about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. I did the A-roll and started doing a little bit of the music, went to bed, got up in the morning. I did some work early on, and then I had another shoot later at night. So I spent the middle of the day just pounding through that thing, getting all the B-roll in, making it kind of fun and lively, and then I sent it out at like 2 in the afternoon. It was an astounding, like, productive 12 hours, and I had 4 of those were sleep. So that was like a record for me. I couldn't believe I had the thing finished. I thought it was going to drop yesterday. Instead, I dropped it on Wednesday. So I was really happy about that. And it's got some good response. I think I've got 130 some entries already, which is great. Of course, the trolls haven't come in yet, and the bots, and that's something else I got to deal with. But, you know, that happens. Oh, I can take this number down if you guys are sick of looking at it. Just fun to do. It's my special effect I can do live. So what am I going to check out at CanJam? Let's talk about that for a second, because I did prep some stuff. I did some homework before this show. I know. It's shocking. So let's go to the laptop of death, and yeah, let's do that. Okay, so here's the laptop of death. This is one of the first. This came out just this week. This is a brand new IEM from 64 Audio. It's called the Vour, or Vour. It's a tilde N thing, U thing. So what's special about this headphone? Well, not much, but I want to hear it. This is 2 dynamic drivers, 6 balanced armatures in the mids, 1 mid-high balanced armature, and then 1 high balanced armature. So it's 8 balanced armatures, 6 of which are mid, and then they go up from there. 1 mid-high balanced armature and 1 high balanced armature, and then you've got 2 dynamic drivers down low bringing in the bass. So I'm imagining this is a very bassy headphone. Can I look? Nope. Go back. New velour. Let's look at it in detail. I mean, I'm hot or cold on the faceplate just because I know that it's a sticker and it's just kind of stuck on there, because I know how 64 makes their stuff. I like stuff that's a little more molded, like Empire Ears does, and Noble, of course, and some of those guys, Fur Audio, and Nest, Unique Melody. I kind of like those a little bit better because these are just stickers that are put over the metal shell. However, they did do some stuff, and it looks like they did some research, and this is kind of interesting. There's going to be TIA, those little TIA insert, apex insert things for the ear hole that'll give you some different effects out of the thing, which is always kind of cool. I like that about 64 audio. That's one of the things that attracted me to headphones like the Forte and the U12T. I'm just a little disappointed that, you know, I would like to see them do something in the bone conduction area. I would like to see them play with like an electrostatic, tweeter, something like that. And instead we got, you know, kudos for dropping in dynamic drivers. They've done that on the Forte, they've done it on a couple of headphones. But I would like to, there is a new technology for their dynamic driver, and this is it right here. There is like a hollow tube. Now, I'm not sure if one of these is like a reflex, if it's not being driven, or if they're both being driven by the same magnet, but they're sharing a common, they're sharing something common in here. They're sharing a common armature or something in here. Magna, maybe? So I don't know. But I'm assuming it sounds bassy, but this is one of the first things I want to find at CanJam. And then it's got this TIA waveguide technology. Now, they've been doing this for a while, and this kind of messes with the soundstage and hopefully gives you a little wider soundstage. And that's something I really appreciated about the 64 Audio Forte, was the soundstage on that was just really cool. It was very much like in that Sennheiser realm of stuff coming at you from all angles. So I appreciated that, and then it's got the LID something or other, whatever. So here's a breakdown of it. Here you see all the modules. Balanced armature, about 3 balanced armatures there. It's probably 6, and then one, and then you've got the 2 bass drivers. So very cool. It's got good frequency response, 5 hertz to 22,000. Don't know what the shape of that is. I assume it's kind of a slope. We're going to look at some sort of V on this thing. But 6 drivers through the mids. I'm like, wow, it's going to be, I think that would be a little mid-prominent, but we'll see. And like I said, I think they're attractive, but I don't think they're like revolutionary. This is very much in the same style of the U12T, the Trio, couple of, you know, those headphones, you know, small metalish housing with a nice sticker with some color on the side. So there you go. That's the first thing that I really want to check out when I get there, get to CanJam. Looks pretty cool. And comment about any of this stuff. We'll go back and we'll go ahead and talk about it a little more. I'm just going to run through the things that I've noticed. This is not something that I am going to seek out because I've done this on the show, but it is notable. It was just released this week, and I'm assuming it's timed for CanJam. And that's this. It's a new version of the 109 Meze Pro, 109 Pro from Meze, which is about an $800 over-ear open back. I reviewed that on the show. I thought they were good. I didn't think they were great. I would have liked to see them at a slightly lower price point for what they were. But this is the Primal Edition, boys. This is the Primal Edition. That's what's new. Now, Meze, to their credit, has come out with, like, you know, the Empyrean, and they've come out with all sorts of housing tweaks for it and fun designs on it. Well, they did that with the 109 Pro, and folks, here it is. It's the Primal Edition. And what it is they took the wooden cup that was normally smoothed out, and they had artisans in the forests of Romania carving streaks and gouges into the outer housing to give it a rough and tumble primal look. Maybe I didn't write enough this week. But, you know, I actually like it. I actually think it's pretty cool. I kind of wish they'd done this from the beginning. I would maybe a little more interested in it. But yeah, they've got these carvings, these gouges in the side, and it gives it that primal exterior. Inside lies the tiger of the driver. But very cool, very cool. I'm glad to see, Meze bring in something. I would have been nice to see an Elite 2 or an Elite-er or something, Elite Est. That would have been kind of cool, but we got the Primal boys. I don't know that I'll be going specifically to see those because as I said, I did audition them. There's nothing different about the drivers. This is all a cosmetic change just in the exterior. Heading back to IEMs for a second, this is one that I will seek out, hopefully, if I have time. I want to do this one, and this is the Raven from Empire Ears. This is their new... They're calling it a flagship. I don't know what it is. At $35.99, yeah, that's more expensive than the Odin, so I guess that's a flagship. And I got to remember what this is. Hang on a second. Let's take a look. I got to bend the mic over so I can read this. What were the drivers on this? They have their W9 subwoofer. That was in the Odin. Oh, I'm hearing the TV set. Hang on a second. Forgot to mute. Hey, you back there. That might take some echo out of the room. They just don't have it listed too clearly. If anybody chimes in the chat, let's see. Does somebody have just the driver count easy? It's the eye of the Odin in this thing. So this has bone driver in it. It's got a bone driver, my favorite. Transmitting through bone conduction. It's got E-stats up top. I think it does. God, they just didn't put it. Why don't they just put it all in one place? Oh, here we go. 5 balanced armature drivers, quad electrostatic tweeters. So there's 9 dual subwoofers. And so you got 13 drivers in this thing. You've got a bone driver, 2 dual dynamic drivers down low, 5 balanced armatures, and 4 electrostatic tweeters. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 drivers. Man, oh man. I mean, this is a loaded-ass headphone. There's a lot of tech in here. So I kind of want to hear these. And I want to see... Oh, my background music's too loud. I'm sorry, boys. I didn't change any settings on the mic, so let's just drop the background just a little bit. Maybe that's better. I took the music down for you, sorry. The vocals sound low. I'm gonna mix myself. It's because I'm off mic too, because I turned my head to the side. But this is up all the way. Is there anything here that maybe I can bring up? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can bring this up a little bit. Does that help? Maybe that helps. Oh, whatever. Sorry, guys. I'm doing the best I can here. Because the other thing that happens, with this is Howley will sleep on my desk sometimes. And by the way, give me a little quick in the chat if this sounds better. Howley will give me give my pot here with that does my mic. He'll give a little kick sometimes when he's sleeping. It'll turn it down on me. Little bastard. Hey, there we go. Better. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody. So yeah, we're looking at a whole bunch of now too loud. You have a hum. I hate me. I hate my life. Okay, well, there you go. Hopefully it's not too bad. But this is an IEM that I do want to hear. I want to hear if Empire Ears could make this more reasonable. Whoa. Oh, man. See, this, you know that thing that happens every now and then? It just happened. Hang on. Let's... Okay. Yeah, you're going to get to see the inside of a mount for an old 60-year-old microphone. What happens is I got a little nut here that holds the microphone in place, and this is a shock mount in the middle. And that nut needs a lock washer. And I don't have one. Or it's not supposed to. I don't know what the deal is. But every now and then this little nut from me swinging the mic around comes loose. And it completely lets go. And the mic will go crashing if I'm not quick-handed as I was just a couple of seconds ago. Okay, so then you put the mic, so we tightened up the old bolt there. I'm very handy, boys. I am an audio engineer in my personal time. There we go. There we go. Hey, that's looking better. Let me just fasten this up here. And the mic is good to go for another couple of weeks until it does it again. One of these days I'll get to the lock washer. Sorry about that. I hope that's a lot better sounding and everything. So yes, I do want to. So this is an IEM I want to hear. I also want to get to Warwick Acoustics. I don't have that called up right now, but I want to hear both of their electrostatic systems. Hopefully, there's not too long a wait there. I'm hearing that there's going to be a wait. I also know that the HE1, the Sennheiser HE1, which is their follow-up to the Orpheus, the fancy one with the tubes that come out of the block of marble from Italy. That's going to be there, but you have to be signed up. You have to be on a list, and I heard that list is already full. So I'll see. When I get there, sometimes you just go over there and you say, "Hey, you guys got a slot free?" And they'll go, "Come back in 25 minutes. You know, we'll squeeze you in." So you can try that. That worked for me the last time I was there, and I got to hear the HE1 for the first time. They played Elvis for me. It was spectacular. So that's another one that I want to see, though. I want to hear the Raven. I'm going to seek that out. I also want to hear this new tubey thing from Vour, which is this thing, this Tube Mini, which is a dongle DAC for your computer or phone. It can even be used with. I'm not sure how the phone, I would think it's going to drain the battery pretty fast pushing 2 tubes, but whatever. Your mileage may vary. So this is about $500, and it's a little tube dongle DAC, and it's quite powerful. I hear it can drive most reasonable over-ears. It's not going to push a Susvara, it's not going to push an Abyss, but it might push the Diana. And the Diana, by the way, is another headphone that I want to hear. I have not spent any time with the Diana, with the Abyss Diana, so that's a goal for me. I definitely want to hear the Diana when I'm there. I got to find the Abyss folks. And I don't know if they're going to have an exhibit or if it's going to be one of the stores bringing their stuff for them. But we'll see. We'll see when I get there. But that's another one. I want to hear the Diana V2 Phi TC, whatever. I want to hear that. And then this is an amp that I'm going to be seeking out. I really, really want to hear this Zal HM1. This is something that came out a year ago. There is a waiting list for this amp like you have never seen. They're giving out, the waiting list right now is into 24 already. It's into like summer of next year. So this is an amp that's very hot, real like best of the best equipment. It's built by a company that does, Zal is a company that has done audio boards for mixing boards in the past, and they've branched out and did put their best tech into a headphone amp, and that I want to hear. That's another one that's on the list. And then also from Vour, going back to Vour for a second, a couple of things I would like to hear from them. One, I'm not so interested in the Firefly. They have a Firefly now that does electrostatics. I don't think that that's something I'm interested in when I've got a Blue Hawaii and this Alphabet amp sitting right here. But the Luna is their update to the WA33. It's called the WA23 now. And this is their new top of the line. And it's got a funky new design. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous design. I'm definitely down with checking this out. And it's one of the reasons that I want to bring... I want to bring this, the ZMF Caldera with me, because I want to check out the Caldera on that amp. I think that would be a great thing. So I'm going to have a Caldera with me. I'll have a pair of IEMs too, just check out other stuff. Those are my main things. Let's see, is there anything else I wrote down here? The Carina from Dan Clark, that would be one. DCS, my Lena, I want to hear the Lena. I'm not interested in the amp so much. Lena's taking a DCS is going to have a whole room there. I want to hear the clock with and without the clock and the difference that makes. So that's another reason to bring the ZMF with me. And then head audio. I got to hear this headphone too. I don't even remember. I think I tried the headphone one once. I thought it was okay, but very heavy and not for me. And then the other thing I want to do is more like business-like. I want to try and see if there's anybody from Audeze there. I assume there will be because, you know, CanJam. And I want to see if they have a comment about the Sony sale and what that means for them. If there's going to be any changes, if there's going to be, you know, if that means that they're going to be out of the high end for a while and they're going to be doing more consumer-related stuff so that they can please Sony, their new owner. I don't know. I want to know what that means. Are they actively developing some new top-of-the-line products, an LCD 6 or an LCD 7 or, you know, anything like that? I'd like to hear if there's anything in the pipeline. They don't have to tell me, you know, something proprietary. I just want to know if there's something on that high end in the pipeline for them. So that's what's going on for me with CanJam. And I want to, if you guys are going, what are you guys interested in seeing? I'm going to get to some chat now. Let's talk about some chat, get to some of your comments, and cheers, everybody. It's Friday. We made it. I should have brought a beer down today. I got my in-laws were in last week, and we got a 6-pack of beer up there, and he didn't drink anything. So now I've got like beer all over the fridge. I'm like, great, but I don't drink beer that much. Anyway, cheers. Glad to see you guys came out today. Oh, we got a nice crowd today. Great. Hope you're enjoying my little walk down what I'm going to be checking out at CanJam, and I want to know what you're interested in, and if you think there's anything I missed that I definitely should check out, let me know. And I'll see if I can squeeze it in tomorrow. And I'll probably be doing some shooting. I don't think... I'll see... You know what I'll do is I'll just see when I get there. I just don't know that I want to do any live streaming tomorrow from CanJam. Because I think there are going to be people doing it, and I don't like to do what other people do. You know, I am like, definitely like, I'm the salmon, the one that goes against the current. I'm always the guy going against the current. If everybody's streaming, I don't want to be streaming. If everybody is, you know, doing, you know, whatever, it's like, I want to be the beaten path y'all stumble down when, you know, that's more fun for me. I don't want to do what everybody else does. I want to do my own thing. Looking forward to CanJam. Hipster Kyle, you going to be there, buddy? Last Rhino, hi, Michael. 10K next. Yeah, you know, that would be awesome. Anthony Berryman. Hey, cheers, Anthony. Good evening, Michael. Hope you are looking forward to CanJam going. He is going to the high-end show at Ascot Racecourse. It's a smaller version of high-end music. Oh, I thought you were going to go check out the racehorses. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Anthony, enjoy the show. Tell us if you see anything cool there. Munich was where the that Zal came out about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Very cool. You should consider bringing an E-Stat amp to check out the Headamp Grand Cayman. Oh yeah, the new E-Stat amp from. I just don't know that I can bring everything. You know, it's like, how much do I want to lug around all day? I will have my backpack, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll throw something in. Or maybe I'll just. I don't want to do that either. So who knows? Well, maybe I'll bring something. Just how much money do I want to be walking around with? You know, as it is. I mean, these aren't cheap. Oh boy, expensive stuff, guys. Nice tea. Hey, police, man. I'm an 80s alt rocker new wave dude. So it's some of my favorite music is that alt rock from the 80s and the new wave sound and punk and all that stuff. I just love it all. It's some of my favorite music in the ever. And that was, by the way, did you guys see? This is another train of thought thing. Stop Making Sense from probably my favorite band, the Talking Heads, came out. They re-released in IMAX Stop Making Sense from the Talking Heads, the concert film from 1986. And it was directed by Barry Levinson, the guy who did Rain Man and Diner, another one of my all-time favorite movies, Diner. So they came out with... So anyway, they re-released Stop Making Sense in the theaters in IMAX for the... It's like the... I don't know, it wasn't out in 83 because that's too early. At any rate, I'm trying to think if it was like an anniversary or something. At any rate, they decided to re-release it, and it's in theaters. But my point that I was going for back when I got head tied was that it did much, much better than anybody possibly expected. It had one of the strongest IMAX openings ever. And it just blew people away. And they did some research. Somebody did some research I was reading, and the majority of the audience was younger folks who weren't even alive when the Talking Heads were playing. And I think that's cool. That bodes well, and that says that people ought to be making a little better music, maybe. People are going back to the OGs that I so loved growing up. That was like my high school years and college years. I was really into new wave and punk, and then kind of like industrial, and then I got into alt rock when alt rock became a thing with REM. I didn't like commercial REM after they, once they got their Warner Brothers contract, everything kind of went. It was good, and look, they're a great band. They've been a great band, but I like that early stuff that was so experimental and so different sounding, sort of a Byrds throwback sound back then. And they were playing with things, and they were experimenting, and they had weird albums, and I love weird stuff. And that's what I love about the Talking Heads. If you listen to those early records, 77, more music about building and food or whatever it was, and then Remain in Light and Fear of Music. Those records are they're cool, and they're angular and quirky and fun, and I just love that band. Just so good, so creative, and so clever. And then we got old, and he did Broadway. The whole thing about how the band ended, and how he never really had a conversation with the band about breaking up, and they just kind of heard about it third hand, and they're like, well, we still want to play. It's really a shame. And it wasn't until the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony in, I think it was 2001 or 2002, that they got together, and they actually had put like a proper coda on their career together. But there's even talk now that they'd still love to get together and play, because everybody's still able. And Tina Weymouth is a phenomenal bass player. She didn't even start playing bass. It was David Byrne who taught her how to play bass, and she did the rest of it herself. How amazing. Chris Franz, all those guys, Jerry Harrison. Managed to catch a live Eduardo Ponchio. Well, cheers, Eduardo. I'm thrilled to have you here, and thanks for stopping by. That's awesome. He won't make it to the SoCal event, but can't wait to see my coverage. Yeah, I'll shoot some video maybe, or I'll take some stills and I'll do like a little essay. I'll probably do something like that, just talk about what I saw and what impressed me. I did that the last time I went, but that was 2 years ago, so why not? Do you ever confuse Audio 46 and 64 audio? Yes. No. Actually, I don't, because Audio 46 is like they're the reason we got to 5,000, honestly. Like, they've been so supportive, and they send me stuff to review, and they play along with my crazy ideas, like the blind what's in the box and things like that. Audio 46, I always thought was a play on 64 audio, but it's not. They're on 46th Street in New York. That's why it's Audio 46. So, yeah. And then 64 audio, I don't know where they got their name. I don't know where that came from. Maybe they stole Audio 46 and said, we're going to flip the name. I don't know. Maybe it went the other way. Kevin Jock, good afternoon, gents. Happy CanJam weekend. He's got a list for Michael. Awesome. Killer. Lay it on me. Send it to, send any list to the director's garage at gmail.com. I'm getting the most mileage out of this special effects stuff. Loud music on the feed. We corrected that. Kevin says he's got a list of stuff here to check out. Audeze MM100, not as interested in that headphone. Headphone 2, definitely. Tungsten, Modhouse Tungsten. A couple people have mentioned that. The Caldera I have. The Atrium I have. Oh, that's on his. This must be his list. The Diana, yeah, the Diana for sure. The Drop. Not as interested in that, maybe. And the Australian Audio Composer. I don't even know what that is. Austrian Audio Composer. I'll check it out. Hey, gents, late arrival, Richard Spector. Cheers, Richard Spector. Welcome to the live stream. Ace of Spades, good to see you, buddy. You know what you should be asking me is, how do you sit here for an entire hour and a half and not have to pee with as much water I drink as I drink? And my answer is, maybe I am. Let me see me from here up. Okay. Oh, so bad. Mostly looking forward to trying the Mass Kobo 465 and the Vour Audio WA23. Also the Modhouse Tungsten. That's 2 votes for the Tungsten. Maybe I got to check that out. Looks good. Artisanal. Love what they're trying to do. Talking about the Meze 109 and the Primal edition. I had some fun with that earlier. Even if I don't like the sound of the 109. Yeah, I wasn't blown away by it. I thought that... I thought it was a good headphone. But I didn't think it was a great headphone, and I think you got to be a little. I think you just got to be. You got to bring a little more to the table at that $800 for $800. I just wasn't. I just thought it was good, but it wasn't great. We got rid of the hum. I hope. Okay. So many IEMs you seem to be interested in. When do you even listen to IEMs? If at home, don't you prefer full size ones? Hotel rooms, isn't it better to still have something like the Elite? Well, I can't travel everywhere, and I don't always have the room to carry a full set of headphones, even on, like in a crunch thing, because a lot of times I'm running with camera gear, and I'm running with, there's this thing I got to carry everywhere with me when I'm anywhere in the field, and it's called a Live View, and it's a backpack that's about this big by about that wide, and it takes up so much luggage room, and I can't. It allows us to transmit live back to ET, so that they can start cutting with the footage 15 seconds after I start shooting it. So it's very valuable. But because I have to carry something like that around, I can't like stuff a pair of full-sized headphones in. I was able to fit a full-size pair the last time I went to London, and I brought the Meze Lyric with me. And when I went to San Diego, I brought the Meze Elite with me for that, and that was great because I paired it with the 109, the WA11 Topaz, and that was a great combo for the road. The more than enough power to drive the Elite. The Elite's a very efficient headphone, so that was really fun. That was a really great. That was a great setup. I was happy with that. But most of the time, I just got to go with like a player and a pair of IEMs because that's what I got to do. So I'll bring different IEMs with me, or if I'm waiting for a shoot to begin, I'll have some time and I'll pop in. One of my wireless Nobles, with whatever I happen to have with me, the Mystique or I'll pull out my player and I'll play something, on the Viking Ragnar or the Canera Nana 2.0. I use those all day, every day at work. I don't like having. Here's an example, Last Rhino. When I'm at work, I don't like to have a full set of headphones on. Hang on a second, pulling something out. Whip something out here. Sorry. I don't like to have a full set of headphones on when I'm at work because of this. Now, I don't have that much hair. Oh, there is a hum. Where's it coming from? Don't know, boys. Maybe it's the TV? Oh, that's something I got to hunt down. Maybe I can pull that down. That get rid of a little bit of it. Huh. I wonder if it's my pre. Okay, I'm not going to worry about a hum right now. We're just going to have a show. But when I have a pair of headphones on and I take them off after I've been wearing them for an hour, I get a band across the top of my head. And when I got to go out and shoot, which I frequently have to do a couple times a day, I don't like to have a flat spot on my hair. It's not, I mean, I'm struggling up there to begin with, and do I really need to compound the problem by compressing it down? So when I'm working and I'm writing scripts at work, we sit with a bunch of people in the same room where there's a writer's room where we're all writing on computers. And so I use IEMs to when I'm at my desk. And for that, I use the Cayin N8 2.0. That's been my go-to at work, the main IEM setup I use. The other headphone that I'll use sometimes at work is the Bathys from SoCal, because they have a better Bluetooth connection scheme than my other Bluetooth headphones, like the HE-R9, the HiFiman R9. HiFiman R9. That has a nice Bluetooth on it too, but it doesn't always, like if I turn my head funny, it'll disconnect. It causes all kinds of problems. Whereas the Bathys have a very good Bluetooth connection, and they lock in right away, and they stay there all day, as long as I need them. But for the most part, I'm using the Cayin N8 2.0 at work, which is a $900 headphone for writing scripts, but it makes me happy. Check out the Aria Organic. Sure, that, you know, everybody says that that's great and it's a good. JTB, that's a great idea. I should check those out. I haven't heard them here, and you know, I wouldn't mind hearing either the new SoCal Utopia. I still haven't heard the brand new Utopia. They were out last year, I think, but I didn't get to go to CanJam, so wah wah. Michael, you definitely want to try the Mass Kobo 465. Heard it at CanJam London. It's stunning. Good suggestion, Anthony. JTB says he thinks Sony wanted in on Audeze to make gaming headphones. Yeah, and that's what I fear, is that Audeze is going to now have to deliver their next 6 products that come out are all going to be gaming products, because they have a new owner, and the owner bought them for the purpose of their gaming technology, and that's what they want. And they're not going to give them the freedom to do what they love to do, which is the high-end stuff that brought us the LCD4, which is one of my favorite headphones of all time. GoPro live stream helmet cam to CanJam. Isoparametrics, you're cruel. I would never do that to you guys. That was one of the reasons I started this show, was because one of the biggest players in the field was a guy who wore a helmet cam. I will not do what other people do. I needed to get rid of the shaky cam. I needed to get rid of the jump cuts. That was why we did this show. Ryan Dietz, if anyone's curious, Tungsten will be at the Mimic booth. Feel free to let them know I sent you. Ryan Dietz, maybe they'll send you a free copy for sending all potential customers your way. It's pretty good thinking. I like it. Kevin Jock says, curious about ZMF November. Is he crazy to think of selling his LCD4 to fund a Caldera? I can see why you would do that. I mean, the technicals on the Caldera are stronger than the LCD4, but the LCD4 has... Boy, I wonder where that hum's coming from. That is annoying, guys. I'm terribly sorry. I'm better than this. Oh, goodness. Maybe something needs a ground lift. But if anyone's curious about what we were talking about, these have tremendous technicals. And the LCD4, which is in the back row there, handy, ready to go, at the ready. The LCD4 just has great bass. I mean, it has one of the best. That and the Abyss are the 2 best bass headphones I've heard. And the LCD4 is infinitely more wearable, but the LCD4 isn't as fast. It doesn't have that responsiveness that the Abyss has, that the Caldera has. Certainly the Caldera is the fastest thing, along with the Susvara I think I own, and then you got to go to eStats to get faster than that. But then you start giving up the shape of the sound. One of the upcoming videos I'm doing is, by the way, is the X9000 review. We're going to do a full review of the X9000 from Stax, which I have. They're sitting here in a box right now. I haven't been using them, but I have to get back to those and write the next episode. But that's I think that's going to be the next episode, unless something pops in. I'm kind of trying to delay that a little bit and give myself a little breathing room before doing some major mega review, which was why it was nice to do the giveaway this week. At the top of the show, I showed off all the headphones we're giving away, and that was in the last video. If anyone's curious, the tungsten will be in Mic booth. We did that. ZMF November. Isoparametric says he saved themselves $1,000 by not going to CanJam. Yeah, it can be expensive, that CanJam stuff. It's a little bit pricey, I hear. Oh God, this is painful. That's why, in fact, it was the last CanJam that I went to, which was 2 years ago. I came home and wound up eventually buying both the Audeze Carbon and the Audeze LCD5. Still have the Carbon. That's going to be a part of that X9000 video. Tease. A little drop there, a little nugget for you. What's up? Everything is expensive at these events. If he had to choose headphone or sandwich, he'd likely got a loan in just 2 months. Oh, wait a minute. What's up? I'm reading this wrong. Sorry, Chance D. Cheers, buddy. Everything is expensive at these events. He had to choose headphones or a sandwich. Luckily, he got a loan. In just 2 months, he will make the last payments for the sandwich. Helps when I read it right. So good. That's awesome, man. And you're at a hotel, so the hotel food is going to be a little bit pricey. So are the drinks. It's going to be bring your credit card to happy hour. If you guys missed top of the show, 4 o'clock we'll meet. I'm tentatively 4 o'clock, unless I start running out of gas, in which case by the way, gas in where I work is $7.30 a gallon today. Drove by the gas station, $7.30 a gallon. Not kidding. Feel good wherever you're at, because it ain't this. So it's going to be an expensive trip to CanJam. You got to drive down there. I'm up in the LA area, and that's the CanJam is down in Orange County. It's a good haul. It's not actually too long a drive, but it's with traffic, it can be brutal. Yeah, don't charge your headphones, boys. Pay cash, please. He believes Ryan Dietz doesn't need a free of the tungsten. Oh, he's got it. Ryan Dietz, you have the tungsten in-house already? Is that the deal? Very cool, very cool. I got to get us a picture of that, Ryan Dietz. Send us, guys, if you haven't been paying attention the last couple weeks, send photos of your systems to directorsgarage@gmail.com. Send me photos to that email address, and we'll do a little live look-see on the show. Nobody's getting ripped apart. I don't give out information about you, where you're at, so nobody knows. It's just guys, we get a chance to kind of go, hey, look at this cool setup. Nobody's going to get on you for having the wrong cable paired with your headphone. Nobody cares about that stuff. It's just to have fun and check out what each other's systems look like. And I'll show you mine if you show me yours joke in there somewhere. Okay, but send me photos, guys. And we've done this a couple of weeks now. It's really fun, and everybody here gets. In fact, Dan's who sent me the video of his. Just drawing a blank. Sorry, it's live on the air, and I'm tired. It's Friday, but somebody sent me a video of an amp he built himself, and we watched it live on the air. It was so cool. That was a couple weeks ago. just admiring the tech and the thought that went into why he made the decisions he made and all of that. It was really cool. It's a photo essay in a video form, and we got to check it out. It was so awesome. And then we go to, there's a new Abyss Diana, right, the MR, which is easier to drive from DAP, etc. Yeah, we'll check that out. I want to hear the Diana anyway. I want to hear their best Diana and what it is. Yeah, leave your credit cards in CanJam at home. Totally. Hipster Cow. Yes, Ryan, he confirms he's got that tungsten. Yeah, maybe somebody will take pity on me and send me a pair. Send me the tungsten. So that's like my main thing I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about what I wanted to see at CanJam, which we've shown. We did that early in the show. And I talked about the contest. We've got all the headphones right here. Showed them off again at the top of the show. And I'm going to bring this, and I want to meet you guys tomorrow. If you see me walking around with the Director's Garage t-shirt on, just come up and say hello. Tap me on the shoulder. If I've got a headphone on, and then I'll give you the finger and say, leave me alone. Can't you see? I'm trying to listen to the Karina. What are you bothering me for? Getting put on my old man. Best old man impression. Sorry, guys. I got to stretch a little bit. It's been such a week. Positive note, I got all of I told you last week I was working on the dehumidifiers around the house and taking apart these huge, longer than my arm span, and about, that wide, and then, longer dehumidifiers that were in the house for some reason when we bought the house, but they weren't working. I got them all working, boys. I got them, every one of them is now working. It was replacing some capacitors here and there, pulling out the old capacitor. Just check. Capacitor is just a battery. That's if you're ever wondering, if you look at a circuit board and you see there's a capacitor on there, what does that do? It's just a battery. It's all it is. And some of them hold a lot of juice and a lot of voltage, and some of them hold a little bit. Like something that's on a motherboard. It holds a charge so that there is an available source of power when a circuit needs an immediate flow of power. So it's not waiting for a transformer to send juice through the circuitry to the place that's opening up a channel for it. There's a readily available supply of power right there. And so they're also the first thing that go on any electronic part or mechanical part. The capacitor is one of the first things that will blow up because they get old. They have an electrolyte in them that holds the charge, just a chemical, just like a battery does. There's an electrolyte on the inside, and that electrolyte loses its ability to hold a charge over time, just like a normal battery would. And then the other thing that happens is that electrolyte tends to be corrosive, and it will eat away at the seals, and sometimes the electrolyte will spill out and corrode the motherboard that's underneath it, or if it's on its own, it'll spill out and cause you some grief. So the capacitors are the first thing that you want to check when a motor's not working. Usually they'll have a capacitor in the wiring scheme to hold a charge to start the motor, because it requires a lot of power to get a motor to spin, and a compressor too. So when the compressor wasn't turning on, check the capacitor. Capacitors are super cheap. It's like $12 for a big capacitor. I think I just threw it out too. I had one on my desk, one of the old ones. So when they go bad, you might not find the exact same capacitor, but all you need to do is match up the voltage and the microfarads, the amount of charge it holds, and then that's it. You just match up those two things, and you can order any of them, but they might be a different size or a shape or something like that, but it will work, and you have a viable replacement, and then you just need to wire it in. So I found one, which I zip tied in where the old one was, and the compressor started, and I had the same problem with the fan on another unit, and I took that apart, got it working. And these are like these dehumidifiers. These things are so huge; they cost like $2,500 new. So I've got $5,000 in dehumidifiers sitting there, which I won't replace because I don't want to spend that kind of money on a dehumidifier when the house. I want to do other things around the house, or I want to buy a new pair of headphones instead. But fixing it for $100, these systems, makes sense. So that's what I did. And I figured the worst thing that would happen is that I couldn't get them working because they're not working anyway. So took these things apart, and that's what I did this week. But they're not in the most convenient of places. You're kind of under the house. You're in the dark. It's a spider den. There's webs everywhere. You're you're working in the dark. And I've got flashlights set up, and then one flashlight goes out, and now you can't. It's the whole thing. And it's filthy. I'm covered in soot and sweat by the time I get out of there. But I was working on that. I was working on that this week, and I got both of them working. And I'm kind of, it's a feather. It's a guy feather. It's a little. What do they call it when it's like a rooster? It's like a little bit of a rooster strut when it's like. That was kind of badass, man. I fixed these two units. I've never worked on an air conditioner or a refrigerator in my life. I have a basic understanding of basic electronics, but I can't, I don't have like this. I'm not a super knowledgeable guy when it comes to this stuff. I just reasoned it out. I'm like, I figured out, there's a sensor for humidity, and I'm like, well, that's just going to send a signal, and it's going to close the circuit when there's too much humidity that lets the motor run. So I just ran a jumper wire between the two pins on the sensor, so it would tell it, yeah, there's too much humidity. That's basically what it's telling in an electronic form. Just stuff like that. You just think it through, and like, how can I make this thing work? Did I have to solder them on? No, they were. There were spade connectors. So there were a couple of capacitors that were replacements that had leads coming off of them. I didn't get those. I found other capacitors that had the same spade connectors, and fortunately enough, they just popped in. What they didn't have was the same mounting mechanism. The capacitor that was in there had two screw holes, and it mounted to a plate. And so those screw holes were missing. It didn't have the mount built into the capacitor, so I had to zip tie it to make it work. But as long as it's not touching metal or something, you're fine. I just needed to isolate it a little bit. But it worked out. I was so excited that I got those things. It just totally makes you feel like a badass when you get something like that working. That's the same thing when I worked on the old RS-1500 back when I first got it. It was an old unit, and it was in not good shape. And I did a full teardown of that, and I did all kinds of electronic adjustments on it based on the service manual. And what was really fun was that I sent it to J-Corder. Sorry, burping. When I sent it to J-Corder to get rehabbed, and they did that beautiful Macintosh kind of look on it, and they rehabbed all the electronics on the inside. I asked them how far out the deck was, because I was very curious. Like, did I adjust it properly? Did I really get it right? Because it sounded good when I sent it to them, and they said, yeah. It said it was with all the specs were, all my adjustments I made in that video were within spec. And I'm like, for somebody who has just very basic electronics, and I just was reading a service manual on how to adjust things like head phase and all that stuff, I was pretty excited that the deck was set up properly and it came from a professional who actually went through the deck. He just said that we're going to improve the components on it. We're going to put in rollers that won't wear your tape as much. It's not going to be as much. It's not going to be as hard on the motors. There will be less drag on the motors. The motors will work more freely and evenly. All that stuff. And then he upgraded some electronic components on it to make it sound better. But I was like, it was great, man. It's like when you hear stuff like that and you're just kind of playing around, and it's like, damn, that was cool. Should we take notes on this electronics? You sound more like the professor. Well, you know, Gilligan, we can make a battery out of those coconuts and call back to the States. I don't know how we get on these sidetracks sometimes, but that was like what was going on around the house this week in addition to regular work. Did some good interviews this week. A couple of them turned around, but they weren't with any musicians. I didn't have any music stuff this week. It was all reality, a lot of reality stars. And I did a Wayne Brady interview. That was interesting. So that's what I got for today. Is there anything else we got to talk about, boys, before I sign off the air? I've been on the air an hour. I usually like to go 90 minutes, but I've caught up in the chat, and I've said my announcements. If you guys are going to CanJam, find me, and then if you want me to say, I'm going to say around 4 o'clock in the hotel lobby bar. And we'll just share a drink or two. I mean, I'm not much of a drinker. I may be drinking soda, but you know, and I got to drive all the way back to LA too, and I'll probably be dead tired because it's the weekend. But what was your questions? As the parametrics, just tell me what it is, and I'll tell you if I talked about it. I did a review of all the things that I wanted to talk about or wanted to see at CanJam. And then we did the giveaway. So make sure you guys get your names in for the giveaway if you're interested. Yeah, what am I looking forward to at CanJam? I can recap real quick. Sorry if you guys saw this before, but we'll go through it real quick. The things I want to see at CanJam is, the first thing is this new 64 audio Vour, which is a new IEM, 10-driver IEM. It's mostly balanced armature and then 2 dynamic drivers. A little disappointed in that. I wanted to see something a little more high-tech from them. They did, but you know, I'll check them out. Still want to check them out. You've got the new, I'm not going to listen to these, but these were just announced today. This is the Primal edition of the Meze 109 Pro. Definitely the Empire Ears Raven. I want to check those out. The Vour audio, I want to hear this amp, but I'm also interested in the new Vour minis. DAC sources, is that it? Shoot, no. I'm going to be going to DCS. Oh, here it is. Tube Mini, which is the new little dongle DAC. $500, very nice. I'm going to be going to DCS. I want to hear the Lena system with the clock in it because I want to hear what I'm missing, and I'm going to be bringing the ZMF Caldera with me. That's the headphone that I'm going to be bringing, and then I want to hear. I want to see if I can find this. I don't know if it'll be there or not, but I want to hear this Zal ZH1, HM1. Sorry, Zal HM1. It's a reference amp. That's something I'm very excited about. Probably check out HeadFi. Somebody gave me that tip off. Make sure you go hear the new HeadFi electrostatic amp, which is interesting to me because I do own the Blue Hawaii, and that's cool. And what else? Something else. Where's my notes? Notes from the top of the show. Oh, I want to go to the where'd they go? I want to go to the Warwick Acoustics room. Warwick Acoustics. I want to check out their stuff and maybe the Dan Clark Carina. But I want to hear the Warwick Acoustics, both of those systems, the Bravura and the, I don't know, whatever it is, Auroras, something or other. Very interesting. Oh, and then Noble. You know, I'm going to stop by my friends at Noble. Hopefully one of the Moultons will be there, and I can say hey to them. Love them. They're so great, and they have new Spartacus, which I want to check out, which is that's mostly BAs, but there's a bone conductor, and the rest are BAs. So I want to hear that. Dual bone conductors in that one. That's another IEM to check out. Noble Spartacus at the Noble exhibition, and then we'll see what other people bring, and then you know, maybe I'll stop by HiFiman and see if I can grab a quick listen to the Organic, which everybody's raving about. It would be interesting to see how that Organic compares to, say, the Aria or the HE1000 V2, and see where it falls. Is it that close? It sounds like it is. Everybody's just raving about the things. And then I'm going to talk to, Head Audio. Got to hear the Headamp 2. The Headphone 2. Headphone. HEDD phone 2. And Abyss. So I've got 6 hours to get all that done. I think I'm in good shape. I figure I'll go from, I'll be there when it starts, 10 a.m., go to 6 p.m., and shake some hands and greet some folks, and then make the long trek back to LA. Because it'll be worse at night. It's going to be horrible. So that's what we're looking forward to at CanJam. I'm personally looking forward to. There'll be a lot more there. There's seminars and stuff. I don't really do the seminars. I'm like, I don't know. I appreciate what that Head-Fi puts this on, and I'm a Head-Fi fan, but I just, the seminars. Unless you're getting somebody there to talk about music production or how they're doing, like if they had a Chad Kasem there to talk about his new releases, that'd be interesting to me. I would actually duck into that. If they had somebody there talking about like reel-to-reel decks, yeah, I'd be there. I'd want to hear what's coming from tape. Dixter says, who all is going to Dallas show in November? Probably not me. I'm probably going to be knee-deep in work. Check out the Rawl. It's been a while, Level 42, man, since I've seen that Rawl. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to Level 42. Has been, I've seen him here before, but hasn't been around in a bit. So, cheers. Oh, and I don't want to give too much away yet. Somebody has been working on their own personal headphone design. Somebody who watches the show, and they're going to be sending me a pair to check out and listen to. That's going to be awesome. That's coming to this show. That's going to be an exclusive coming down the road. I'm going to tease that right now. I did some back and forth with a guy this week, and he's like, I want you to hear these. I want your honest opinion about them. I'm very interested in them, and we've talked in the past about headphones and stuff, so it's really cool that I'm going to get to hear a headphone pre-production that's just this guy's design. That's bitchin'. I'm excited about that. So that's coming in the future. I don't know when it's going to come to me. It's not quite ready, he said. So, but I'm very excited. One of our viewers is going to send me something he's been working on. Very cool. Would you like to assemble your own headphone if they did he would do an assemble your own headphone class if they did something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have that much. I would be more interested in like doing an amp. It would be kind of fun to learn how an amp's put together. Headphone is, they're all done the same way. It's just you got to have proprietary stuff to do something unique, like unique melody. God. Get with Audeze and ask them about their new online seminars on music editing. I'm more interested in like, is it going to screw over their high end, this Sony deal? That's really what's interesting to me. Is what's going to happen in the high end? Are they going to be forced to do these lower end things forever now because Sony's? And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just those of us who appreciate headphones like the LCD5, which was the perfect neutral headphone, or the LCD4, which is one of the perfect bass headphones of all time, or the Carbon, which is, in their first try, one of the best electrostatic headphones I've ever heard. I really want to see what that, what that means for that high end. Because I'm a huge Audeze fan, and I don't want to see them get pigeonholed now to where they can only do, certain things. DMS will have his headphones. DMS is a viewer. It's not DMS. I promise you that. DMS has a deal with headphones.com. So, and good guys over there. They're the big, kind of the big fish. And I like the smaller ponds. I like to be a bigger fish in a smaller pond. unless you're a big fish in a big pond, which is great. I'd like to see if Sony made Audeze bring back their LCD4. No. They're going to say, can you make a gaming version of the Audeze LCD4? You see these kids, these 9-year-old kids wearing the LCD4. They can't pick their head up here with the controller. Not show off my bald spot to the world. But yeah, can you imagine that? How heavy those are? Like, kids around the world had developed neck problems from Audeze. So they're stunting their growth. Oh, that's too rich. That's funny. That's funny. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it then because we don't have any more directions to go on this one. Check out the top of the episode. I talked about. Make sure you guys get your name in for the giveaway. Go comment below that video if you missed it. There's an Easter egg at the end of that episode. Some people didn't watch all the way through, and that's fine. But I'm gonna tell you guys because you're watching the live stream. You can. It's kind of funny. It had a little fun at the end of it. If you missed the Easter egg, that's in the credits is at the end of the episode. So and put your name down because get yourself in line to get some stuff, some free shit. There's nothing wrong with getting some free shit. It's going to be fun. I got over $1,000 worth of headphones I'm giving away, IEMs mostly. In fact, all IEMs in this case. I had a few other things that I thought about giving away, and then I'm like, and part of it is too, guys. It's not giving it away. It's not the cost of the headphones. It's the shipping. The shipping on this stuff. I don't like to discriminate, and I don't like to tell people who are in France or Norway or Germany, sorry, can't ship. I'm like, I'm really going to ship when I do the drawing, if your name comes up and you're from wherever, I have no way of knowing where anybody's from anyway. I'm going to ship you the headphone, and it's going to be, that's part of my pay it forward on it. It just gets really expensive because I had to ship something to the Philippines once, and it was literally like $500. And I'm like, this headphone is not worth anywhere near $500. Like, it just cost me way more in shipping than it did for me to buy the headphone in the first place, which is, always interesting. So, we'll get that. Let's get the farewell. Oh, I got to get out of full screen mode over here because I can't see my player. Yeah. So, but I am going to. If you're in Europe and you want to put your name down, I'll ship you the headphones. I'm going to do it. It's just part of creating goodwill in this business, and hopefully I get a few subscribers out of it. It's not totally, holistic of me. I'm hoping that by doing a giveaway every now and again, some folks will think to subscribe to the channel, and that helps me grow the channel into something a little bigger. And I'll get a little bump out of the subscriptions. Because my subscriptions have been growing slower because I haven't been able to post as much since we got out of COVID and work picked up. So, yeah. So anyway, get your name in there, and if you're wherever you are in the world, I'll ship these out when after I do the drawing. October 13th is the deadline, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Don't put your name down twice or anything in the comments. Just leave one comment, please. And then that just saves me trouble, and because I'm just going to sort it out anyway. I'm going to see if it's more than one. And then if I don't say your name, you didn't win. Don't believe any of the comments below. I've already had one set of trolls go through and tell everybody, congratulations, you won. Give us your credit card information. Like what for? I'm giving you the headphone. All that stuff. So just don't believe it. Last couple of chats, and then I'll say goodbye, guys. He wishes someone would put together a YouTube vid telling everyone why an IEM is worth $2,500 and just how many of those people, do people have in their collections? Oh, Dickster, you're asking the wrong dude. I think my most expensive IEM is $4,000 in IEM. Your taste is more like Tiffany's, but us who can shop at Target want to know what you think about things like the Harmonic Dyne Athena headphones. Okay. Well, I'll check them out. If I can get a pair in here, then that's what we'll do. But cheers, everybody. Have a great CanJam. Come meet me tomorrow. Say hello. This is our time to like actually connect one time a year. So make sure you're stopping by and make sure that you say hello and then meet for a drink around 4 o'clock in the lobby bar, wherever that is. I know there's a lobby bar down there, or there's at least a cafe. Is because I've been down there in the past for other events. And yeah, and the way out, tip your waiters and waitresses. Please recycle your beer bottles and put the alcohol away for a couple of hours. You lushes. And I'll see you before you know it.